So it's an absolutely gorgeous evening down here this evening. I thought I'd pop down to the plot and check on things, water the polytunnel, and pick some of these gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous sweet peas. Lovely. I mean, there's a mass of sweet peas there, so I'll get some of those cut. Down in the polytunnel, we've got lots of flowers forming on the tomatoes, and the cucumbers and the melons are just going absolutely mental in here. And we are loaded with peppers. We've got loads of peppers here. I have to do something about this because they're almost reaching the roof back there. It's getting quite dense, so I might have to take some of these pepper plants down and put them on the floor and try to find some room. But we've got some more peppers just forming here. Got a load of peppers down in there. Some little peppers forming over the back there. So the peppers are going absolutely brilliantly. It's just that in here, I might have to move all these watering cans out and put some of these pots and those taller ones at the back there down on the floor here somewhere, and find some room, because we're rapidly running out of room here. I might have to end up thinning a few of these tomato plants out down the bottom just to give us a bit of room. But everything is looking really well. In the brassica cage, still got a few onions in there, some carrots, and all the cabbages and cauliflowers and stuff are starting to go crazy now. They've got a bit more space and some of the onions have been taken out. Getting a little bit of slug damage on some bits and pieces down here, but a little bit of eating there of the kale, but overall it's looking quite good in here. It's all looking lovely. The new rhubarb that we put in had suffered a little bit and it died right back, but giving it a bit of feed, and I think we've on top of the mice problem, which I think were eating out stuff in the bottom, and now we've got the pumpkins plants in there and they're just going crazy. So eventually we're going to take those and trail them over where those potato buckets are over the back there. And the sunflowers doing all right here, and now these beans as well are now starting to really climb up through their frames, and some more French beans there coming up. These tomato plants down here, I'm interested to see what comes of them. They're actually a variety called Submarine, and I was actually going to use these for grafting. They actually were grown for me to graft onto, but I didn't actually get around to doing it, so I thought I'd just plant them up and see what the tomatoes are like coming off them. I've got high hopes because they're designed for rootstock, but we shall see how they get on and see what sort of tomatoes they produce. And I just spotted in there, there's actually an apple on the apple tree. Now, this apple tree, as I say, it's a bit of a project because this was the one that was damaged, and we pruned it all back. We're trying to get that sort of goblet shape, so we might have to prune a few inner ones in around the middle there to actually get it to come out. But as you can see, the ones that we left on to actually grow outwards here are actually doing as their job. There's a couple in here, this middle one in here, and a couple other ones that could do with pruning out, just to actually keep the area inside. But exciting news that we've actually got an apple growing. And the raspberries are doing splendid. They're actually all coming up quicker than you can actually pick them at the moment. So we've got loads and tons of raspberries. We harvested a lot of the strawberries, and these ones here, which I said were really bushy and I wasn't sure what variety they were, they actually look like they're alpine strawberries. Let me go around and show you one. So I wasn't sure what variety these actually were. They were just some that we had growing in the greenhouse, but they're these little tiny alpine strawberries, and they're really, really tiny and so sweet. And that little, they're packed full of sugar and loveliness, and they're absolutely gorgeous. So looks like we're going to get quite a few of those. We have been harvesting lots of different strawberries off of here. I had some for tea tonight. There's another lovely one. We'll have that now. Absolutely gorgeous. And let me take you around to the blackberries. Now this one is going absolutely crazy. It's got plenty of flowers on it, so hopefully we'll get some fruit off there. But look at these. Look at these gorgeous things. Yeah, they are absolutely gorgeous. And when they ripen up, they are going to be lovely. And we've got a whole load growing through here. But these are these really long variety. I forget what variety it is. It's really long blackberries that come off of these. And then all the potatoes down here. There's a few. There's a pot back here that needs harvesting when we need some. And some down here. These 6 here are the single seed potato challenge ones, so they're still doing fine. And as I said before, I'm not sure what variety they are because we don't know until competition is all over with. And but they have been some of the most resilient and basically well grown potatoes of the whole batch. We've got about 6 or 7 different varieties, but these are far outperformed than the others, so I'll be interested to see what type of variety they are when we come to harvest them later in the year. So the last week these parsnips have gone mad. This lettuce has gone absolutely crazy. Got more lettuce there than I know what to do with, but we'll keep cutting it and keep eating it. And the other thing that we're in abundance with at the moment is Mange 2, and I cut these all off a couple of days ago. And it's still loaded up with Mange 2. And what I especially love about this particular variety is these flowers. They are absolutely gorgeous little flowers. Lovely little pinky purpley sort of flower on these, and they're absolutely lovely. It's a shame to actually cut them. They're a bit they look almost like little sweet peas. They don't really smell of much, but they're absolutely gorgeous little flowers. And this has been I think it's variety. Let me just check the variety. There we go. That's the variety of these, and I'll try and pronounce it. But they have been a real winner this year, so we shall do those again next year. The only disappointment at the moment is that the this bed here with the beetroot in isn't particularly doing a lot. They're all very small and stunted, so what we might do is, well, we pulled the garlic out in the bed that's across the way there, over in this one, is we need to get some compost in there, and we'll plant some more beetroot in there and see how they do in there. But these beds are slowly starting to pick up now. These are little spring onions that are coming through. The cellulose that's in here, which is like a celery cum cabbage type sort of plant. We've never grown it before, but we'll see how that comes out. And some of the others are sort of coming out, but as you can see, this little courgette plant that's down here is very sickly and poorly and hasn't really put on a lot of growth. But it's strange because that's exactly the same bed that the Mange 2 are in, and they seem to be loving it, so not sure what's going on there. And again, more lettuce for us. I'm going to be eating a lot of salad over the next few weeks, and a load more lettuce in there. And then also we've got our Rosso lettuce in here, and again we're picking off some outer leaves on those this week to have for salads. Thankfully these kale that were they weren't much more than a few sticks after the pigeons had them the other day. They seem to have come back absolutely fine now, so we'll have some of those to plant in. Just wondering how long these like little honey berries and they've got a little bit of growing to do, but I'm just wondering how long it is going to be before we see fruit to pick from those. And also this over here is absolutely loaded with blueberries, so it's a good couple of weeks yet, I think, until these are ripened off, but when they do, we're absolutely loaded up with blueberries. And then these are some of the other kale down here which were, I mean, you can see here, this is where they were reduced to sticks basically, but they've shooted back up from the middle and they're all doing mighty fine. So everything is looking pretty good at the moment down on the plot. And down here we have a beautiful little mushroom. Now, I've got no idea when it comes to mushrooms what's edible, what's not, so we don't be touching any of these. But all the same, it's a gorgeous looking thing. That would be perfect. That would be absolutely perfect for, like, I don't know, a little fairy toadstool house, I think. Perfect little mushroom there. So one of the things I want to do is get these composters turned over, but we do have a little bit of an issue with doing that, and I'll show you what that is. So this is our winter composter. Basically it's filled up to there. I mean, we've had it filled up to the top here, and then we've actually sort of got it down to this level, but it needs turning just to get it, and hopefully there'll be some decent compost in the bottom there. So we want to turn it from this bay into that bay there, but we just need to be really careful doing that, and let me show you why. And this is, so these are all made out of pallets, and then they've topped off with some wood and stuff like that. But if I show you this little hole here, and we just keep an eye on it, there's actually a bee nest in here, and here comes one now, and in they go, another one comes out, and they have busily and quite happily made their little hive inside what is the side panel of this composter. So there they all go in and out, in and out, and I'm quite happy for them to be in there. And if that's where they want to make their hive, it's sort of at the back of the plot and it's sort of far away from everything. We just need to be careful when we're like loading stuff from there and there, because it will potentially bang against the side there. We don't want to get attacked by the bees, and we don't want to actually make the composter too warm so that it actually just heats the hive up too much. I'm sure they'll be quite happy with that. So we just need to be a bit cautious when we're loading stuff from this one to that one, to make sure that we don't disturb the bees too much, and just do it slowly and gently. See if we can get down to some decent compost at the bottom. So that'll be our job for this weekend. So that's just a quick update on what is like a gorgeous evening down here at the allotments. So I'm gonna get those peppers sorted, those sweet peas cut, and then just sit and enjoy the rest of the sunset. I'll catch you again next time. Cheerio.